What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukashu. We are back with another umamusume video. In this video, we are going to be going over the cheerleader banner. I believe it is a cheerleader banner, cheerleader event going on for Golden Week. So that's what we're going to be going over. I believe I said it was Fuji, Kaseki, and Jungle Pocket. And then after I go over the banners, pretty much go over, I guess, the events if I could find the event missions. Normally I normally find them, but recently I haven't. I feel like recently I haven't, so don't know if I'll be doing that, but pretty much going over the banners, the cards, are going over the cards real quick, seeing what they're primarily used for. Like, are they betweener medium, you know, stuff like that. But before we do jump in to the banner overviews, and I guess, yeah, just the banner overviews for now, so I'm not sure if I'll be going over the, at least because I normally at least go over the missions when it comes to the event, story event, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that. But other than that, yeah, before we get into the banner overview, if you guys haven't joined a Discord server, link is down in the description down below. But give me like a quick minute or so just to see if I could find it. If I don't find it, I don't find it. What I'm basically trying to find is the events. Okay, not that one. Was that? No, that was not even the last one. Okay. I'll just say that I'm not gonna be going over the event stuff. I'll just say it right now. I'm not gonna go over the story events stuff. Let me double triple check. Yeah, I'm not gonna I guess I'm not gonna be going over it. I'll just quickly go over the Tachyon card, if anything. But here we are. Banner overview for the cheerleader banner, or cheerleader event, however you want to call it. And this is Jungle Pocket. Jungle Pocket at level 1, 3-star. We have her at 94 speed, 84 stamina, 97 power, 97 guts, 78 wise at level 5, 5-star, 115 speed, 102 stamina, 119 power, 119 guts, and 95 wise. Turf runner, mainly medium distance, but you can use her for mile distance and long distance, and she is a betweener, but you can use her as a leader or a chaser if you choose to. For her growth rate, 7% on stamina, 13% on guts, and 10% on power. I don't know why I skipped over to guts. I skipped power, just went over to guts. I don't know why I did that, but I did anyway. And then going over the skills, starting off with the unique skill. Twilight Blood Pack. Competing in the middle or back of the pack during the middle stages of the race increases speed, and this effect is even greater in medium distance races, which makes sense as she is mainly medium distance. Going over the innate skills, we have Be Ambitious for betweeners. At a random point during the middle leg, your speed will slightly increase. Um, which one is this one? We got belligerent for mile medium distance. If you're not in the front, at a random point on the third corner, you will get a slight speed boost. And then razor sharp stride for betweeners on the final straight if you're not in the lead, but also not more than 10 meters from it. Whoa, your speed will increase. For the awakening skills, starting with level 2, on the move for betweeners, if you're not in the front during the second half of the middle leg, your speed will slightly increase. At level 3, determination brings success for betweeners at a random point during the middle leg, your speed will increase. And then level 4, fighting spirit for medium distance, if you're in the middle of the pack during the middle leg and someone is blocking you from the side, your speed will slightly increase and your stamina will marginally recover. And then level 5, we have top gear for betweeners. On the final straight, if you're not in the lead, but also not more than 10 meters from it, your speed will increase significantly. And then going over the evolve skills, starting with the first one, from determination brings success, it goes into a spirited 3-3-7 clap. When you move to the front in the middle of the race and you are in the middle of the pack when the skill is activated, the speed of one of your team members, including yourself, will increase for medium distance betweener. For the condition 1, have 600 guts, at least 600 guts, and then get at least 2 skills for betweener aptitude or 3 skills for 3 speed type skills, and that is pretty much it for that one. And then lastly, we go from top gear into the strongest flame. If you are in second place or behind the leader in the final straight, and within 4 lengths of the leader, you will move up significantly. If you are competing closely in the middle of the race, you will move up very significantly for medium distance betweener. For the conditions, condition 1, win any G1 medium race 3 times or have at least 800 power. Condition 2, have at least 600 stamina. And that is it for Jungle Pocket. Betweener medium distance focus, pretty much. I wouldn't be surprised if Fuji Kiseki's short distance, mile distance or short distance. Why did I go all the way back out? Over here, Fuji Kiseki. At level 1, 3-star, 92 speed, 82 stamina, 89 power, 87 guts, 100 power. At level 5, 5-star, 113 stamina, or 113 speed, 101 stamina, 109 power, 106 guts, and 121 wise. For the aptitudes, turf is her best one. But I mean, technically, you can bring her dirt to an A. Oh, I said short distance. I'm wrong about that because she has a B in short distance, but you can use her for short distance. Her best is mile distance and medium distance, and then she does have an E on long distance. So if you really want to, there you go. And then leader, but if you want to chase leader, I mean betweener and runner, escape, however you want to call it. For her growth rate, we have 10% on stamina, 13% on guts, and 7% on wise. For the unique, well, yeah, it is the unique skill, but for the skills, starting off with the unique skill, We have Gloire à Toi. I probably butchered that. I don't know what that means. Glory to you or something like that. Activating a skill in the latter half of the race will increase your speed for a short time. In medium distance races of the core distance, the effect changes and you will move significantly ahead for a short time. Core distances, so that's like 400 multiples of 400, so 400, 800, 1600, 1200. 1200 count? I think 1200 count. And medium distance? So just like 2000, 2400. Not 2200. That's a little confusing. That's a little confusing. I'll be honest. I'm gonna be honest. That is a little bit confusing. But I'll go over the innate skills now, and the first one is rapid. At a random point in the second half of the race, you will get a slight speed boost and your stamina will marginally recover. Right turns, your speed stat is increased by 40 on clockwise tracks. And then satisfying pace for leader betweener. If you're on the final corner or final leg, you're not in the back of the pack, and there's at least 600 meters remaining in the race, your acceleration will slightly increase. Going over the awakening skills, we got brute force for level 2. For leaders, at a random point during the middle leg, your speed will slightly increase. The effect is stronger if you're at least 10 lengths behind first place. Level 3, divine speed. At a random point in the second half of the race, you will get a speed boost and your stamina will slightly recover. Level 4, dynamic motion for medium distance. If you're in the last spurt at a random point during the first half of the last spurt, your speed will slightly increase. And then at level 5, we have check. For leader betweeners, if you're on the final corner in the final leg, you're not in the back of the pack, there's at least 600 meters remaining in the race, your acceleration will greatly increase. And then lastly, for the two banner characters, Fujikasaki's evolved skills, starting from divine speed into let the thunderous applause resound for leader medium distance. In the latter half of the race at Nakayama Racecourse, okay, so her evolved skill, at least this one, is focused on Nakayama Racecourse. Interesting. Umas with sufficient stamina tend to move to the front and then show a slight burst of speed during their full out sprint. Nakayama Racecourse, huh? That's okay. I didn't expect that. Condition, starting with condition 1, win any G1 race as a leader 2 times or get at least 3 speed type skills. Condition 2, have at least 600 guts. And then the second one, from check into the glorious White King for leader. Oh, there's 2. I only have 1 here. I only have 1 here, so which one is this one? Whatever I have here is the one I'll be going over. This looks like it is the glorious White King for leader medium distance. If you are in the middle of the pack or earlier in the final corner of the race or in the final corners of Nakayama Racecourse, okay, your acceleration will increase and then your speed will increase slightly on the final straight. But this one says or in the final corners of Nakayama Racecourse. So this one is at least, and is this really just all options? If you are in the middle of the pack or earlier in the final corner of the race, or in the final corners of Nakayama Racecourse. I guess so. That's the way it's worded, based off what I see here. It could be wrong. Uh, but yeah, for leader medium distance. But the first one, it does say Nakayama Racecourse. It says at Nakayama Racecourse. So that one for sure has to be a Nakayama. I don't know what the other one is, I'm gonna be honest. All I know is that it's for Twinkle Legends, so I'm not gonna go over it. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the Fujikaseki and Jungle Pocket cheerleader banner. Now let me just go quickly take a look at these support cards. Starting off with the Agnes Digital power card. As expected, betweener because it is Agnes Digital. So mainly, yep, mainly betweeners. There's a leader betweener but one, but obviously it's because there's a betweener. Yep, betweener. Alright, that is mainly betweener, as I expected. And then Tap Dance City, that should be all runners. Okay, runners. Runner medium. Runner medium. Now, I don't know the gold skills. That's probably the only thing I'm not sure about. But just judging from the card, I mean, the Tap Dance City should be something runner related. If we're going specific, runner medium. But I'm gonna say runner just for runner. And then obviously for the Agnes Digital one, mainly betweener. I wouldn't think there'd be a betweener medium one or betweener mile, just based off all these skills. There isn't any that has a distance on it, so yeah, we'll just go with that. So if you want a betweener focus power card, here you go. And then if you want a runner focus speed card, well, here you go. I think the CONC was concentration runner card, because there is focus, but does it have concentration? That's the real question. Yeah, if you did want a runner card, a runner speed card, I'd probably go for it. Same thing if you want a betweener power, I'd probably go for it. I guess it's not gold chip. It's not gold shoe week. It's just gold week now because of Stay Gold. I guess you could say this is technically her rerun banner, and then of course Orferv, then of course Orferv. Their rerun banners is what it seems like. So if you missed out on Stay Gold and Orferv, well, I guess here's your chance. I guess here's your chance. I guess we'll just quickly go over the Agnes Tachyon event card, although I don't know if you guys actually use it. I would assume you guys use the event cards. If you don't have... Wait, I mean, I guess that doesn't make sense because there's the rental deck, right? Yeah, because you're better off using the rental deck than the event cards. I would assume. I would assume that would be the case. But I guess we'll just... I'm just used to doing it, so... It is a guts card for or Agnes. It is a Agnes Tachyon Guts card, and since it's Agnes Tachyon, just from the looks of it, leader focus. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Um. Oh, we can do a 10 pull. We can do a 10 pull. I just realized that, so might as well get that out of the way. It's no, yeah, it should be for the support cards. So here we go. I wouldn't mind getting the speed card if I was to get one. If I was to go work towards a card from between these two. There's a rainbow here, so you never know. You never know. We got the power card. We got the power Agnes digital card instead. If only I use betweeners more, but I don't really. I don't really. But we did get one of the cards. The problem is you come across these cards and for example like the monthly free free card pull, SSR card pull if you get the medals. You get cards, but you don't necessarily you're not necessarily able to use it right away because they're not exactly at their best if they don't have any dupes. Mainly, I would say if you wanted to use them, three dupes into it, so 3 LB. In some cases, I think in some cases you can use some cards at no dupes. Well, that's not a friend card or group card, I would say. So who knows? Who knows? But other than that, I don't think there's anything else for me to go over. So I am just, that is going to be the end of the main part of the video for now. Starting now, I'm going to go over all the comments from the last video. So if you guys want to stick around, is this really up? Is this all the comments? Refresh. If you guys want to stick around and listen to me go over the comments from the last video, feel free to do so. If not, I totally understand, especially if you guys didn't put a comment in yourself. So but if you guys do want me to go over your comments in future videos, just leave it down in the comments section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. And yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna start going over the comments, starting off with Nova's from what it looks like. It says, well, we will update drop, and I did use my guarantee for Hiyuki, so there's nothing surprising there. As for her weapon, first pull. Also, her weapon has its own animation now. Well, your pulls went well. Your pulls went well. So what would happen if Lucilo was released then, huh? Huh, Nova? Kazuki says, yeah, all of the weapons starting from Hiyuki and Dania has now animations, and that's a huge W quality of life. And it's aura farming more than characters from Genshin. I think a lot of games after Genshin just have better animation ideas, animations for their, stuff. Nova responded back saying, Genshin mentioned, inner trauma activated. At least Genshin is finally concluding with their last region. It's gonna be hype. Hype for someone who doesn't play the game anymore? I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Nova. I'm talking about you, by the way, not me, because I do still play it. Yep, it's gonna be catching up on all my gachas when I go back to the States. Uma League of Heroes is a relief since I won't be needing prep much there. I did buy a new tablet specifically for Uma. I just want to have more options to play gachas simultaneously on all my devices. Down to 25 gachas, but I'm staying strong. Hey, you're joining the tablet club for having more options to play gachas simultaneously. Welcome to the club. That was the same exact reason on why I got a tablet. 2 years ago now? I think it's 2 years ago now. Close to 2 years. If I don't think 3, but it could be. Could it be 3? Regardless, I would say 3 at most, but I think 2 is the sounds about right. Definitely 2. 1 seems too soon for how it feels. So, saw a comment saying that Mongo has better character models than NTE, which is kind of incredible. Time to lock in on Mongo too. The character models on Mongo is really good. I don't know if I mentioned that. If I didn't, well, there you go. In comparison to NTE, I did play it. Did I mention that I was gonna play it yesterday? Well, if I didn't, well, I did end up playing it. I don't know if the the character standard character banner pulls I did was the pulls, but I did it. I guess it was because it says at the 50 pull mark you'll be able to pick a character, which I did. I guess the reroll point would be over there to see if you would get a character. I don't know if I would want to reroll, only because I don't remember how long it takes. And for a game like NTE, along the lines of like the Hoyo games and WUA, I never rerolled for those games, so I see no point. In me rerolling. But for the character models, I guess you could technically say there is an argument for Mongo having slightly better character models. I would say they're more similar, if anything. Like I would say they're more similar, if anything. But I'm not complaining about the character models for either or, but not saying that one sucks. But they're both good for the respective games. We're not comparing. They're just both good for the respective games. Zenless events are still chilling, but I need to work on that today as well. I still have the last two, right? The Men in Black one, and I think there was a second one they added. I'm not sure if they did add a second one, but if they didn't, then it's just the Men in Black one. Multiplayer and gachas, yuck. The solitary life is the good life. You just can't trust randos on the internet these days. I don't think we necessarily trusted randos since the earlier internet days. For the most part. Yes, I'm expecting another Lene rerun at this rate. Maybe. Maybe when Lucilla gets released. Well, we should be getting a selector in Global 2. Not sure why exactly, but I'll take it. As for the reception of NTE and CN, it's kind of mid. I guess JP and Global might carry. Rua was the same one in the earlier stages. Honestly, with how NTE looks, it's giving me kind of like Zenless vibes. Now that I think about it. At least for me, I could be wrong. I could be totally off about it. But it's kind of just gives me Zenless vibes in a way. Not Shushu, I listened to Noki. I don't remember you saying free pulls at all. You know what, Nova? You don't remember a lot of things I say. and then you would repeat. You would literally say what I would say in in the next comment or in the next video. You would say it. You know how many times that's happened, Nova? A couple times. A couple times in the past couple months. So, you know what? Yeah. I do have a Uma that can run both Betweener and Runner. Forgot her name now, but it's a green hair girl. Betweener and Runner? Green hair. Air Messiah? Oh no. Is it Kaseki? Just Kaseki? I don't remember you mentioning pulling for Kaseki. Air Messiah is green, right? Am I tripping? That is green to me. Unless we're talking about the outfit, and the outfit's yellow with some green. Oh no, definitely not her. I think you're talking about Kaseki then. I'm assuming you just got her randomly. Or from your paid pulls. Or from your paid pulls. Oh, half anniversary in CZN. We're also getting a selector there. So what really is free to play nowadays? Like Shushu spend money on skins and I spend money for like battle pass and monthly pass. Like technically you're not free to play if you do buy skins, no? Well, if it gives me currency, then technically, yeah, I'm not. But if it's like in Girls Frontline where you can just buy the skins, so to speak, just the skins, because you either pay for the skin or buy the currency to buy the skin in Girls Frontline. Unless you just buy the skin, then I don't know. I feel like, let's say like in Zenless, if you buy it, because in Zenless, you have to buy the monochromes, right? That's what they're called. You have to buy the monochromes in order to buy the skin, but you don't get the exact amount, so you have a leftover. For me, I, for the most part, would save it for the next time I get a skin. For the most part. Same thing in Lua. So I guess it depends. But because if you buy skins, it doesn't it doesn't help you. uh it doesn't help you in the game when it comes to fighting. So technically you're not quote unquote pay to winning. Quote unquote. If you're just buying a skin. You getting the battle pass helps you get more currency from the paid part of the battle pass, which is a little bit more different than just getting a skin. That's kind of just where I guess the big difference is, I would say. Rick says, paying money to get an advantage. I'm so jelly. I mean, it probably means you're doing it because you lack skills at the game. Ah. I wouldn't say lacking skills in games, because you can get dupes in M6 in Zenless, so to speak. Get full dupes for a character, and you can still completely suck because you don't know how to play the game. And so you're essentially just being a pay to win, just to continue sucking if you're just that bad in the game. Not to be, not to be rude, but just to be honest, that's probably the only way I could see it. Um, that is pretty much the only advantage for the most part in these games. Even for Uma, I mean, the dupes doesn't necessarily give you that much of a bigger advantage. Because in the dupes and Uma, you're pretty much just going for a little bit more stats to reach it when you reach level 5. And then you get the level 6 unique. You get that little bit stat boost in the beginning. So is it worth it? Technically, it is worth it for that little bit of a better start or that little bit of a better boost, I guess, to the stats. But is it worth it for the long run? No. If you really wanted to, just use your goddess statues and 4-star the Uma, and that's usually the good stopping point. But if you really, really like the character and you don't use your goddess statues at all, and you want to just 5-star that specific Uma, then go for it. But yeah, I don't. At least for not games like in Zenless, I don't think getting dupes give you a humongous uh boost in the game because it's not multiplayer or anything. But games, let's say like Ethereal Restart, games like that where it's PvP focus. Now games like that is where it's, or I guess you could say you're lacking. I would say you would lack in skills, maybe, maybe. But Nova responded and says, "Yep, like in Uma, you certainly have to pay to win CMs." I mean, if you want the cards, and yeah, the most pay to win would be for the cards, if we're going to be honest. Rick says, or be unemployed and train like crazy for super high rolls, Umas. I sometimes you just gotta go for the super high rolls. That's just the way to go. And then Nova says, ah yes, the unemployed life. Thank you, Rick, by the way, for replying to Nova's comment, because this is the only comment you did that too. Next comment from Nova says, I go back not just for the military paperwork, but also for the national healthcare system, since it's so dirt cheap here to get a checkup. I come back yearly to do all the examinations. Ah, so there are other reasons. Because the first few years you went, it just sounded, all it sounded like was you were there for vacation, like legitimate vacation. But now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense. There was a whole nother reason to it. Well, the official lore reason for GFL dolls having huge bazookas is that the chest area is where they usually have their reactor core. But you gotta stop the cap. That if the chest area is where I mean, it makes sense for the chest area to have the core. But what does that have to do with having the chest size being that huge? Especially Helen? Well, what does it have? What does it mean for that compared to Leva? Just asking, just asking. And then lastly from Nova, so I need advice. This was actually the most recent one, from 11 hours ago to 43 minutes ago. Well, I'm pretty sure this is closer to an hour ago. But I need advice, Shushu, as someone who already experienced multiple gacha EOSs. How do you usually cope before the end? Do you just spam pulls, rewatch some lore, or just stare at the main screen? I have to let two of my babies go, and it's hard, man. Well, the first one, Atelier, where they announced it, that one I just stopped playing. Just let it go. Essentially, it was a peaceful release. I didn't do anything to cope. I just let it go. I guess you could say cold turkey, technically. The other one. I'm trying to remember the third one. I'm fairly sure there was a third one. Well, the other one that just EOS right away, like they no, here have another few months to play the game or whatever. Same same thing. Since it was just right away, it's just like cold turkey. I didn't really have an issue, honestly, when those games EOS. Maybe it's because I play a lot of other games and that another game was just gonna replace it eventually. At least that's probably the only thing I can think of. It's probably the only way I can think of. I don't know about spamming pulls because you spam your pulls, then what? You know what? I probably did spam my pulls for Atelier just because, but what did I get out of it? Nothing. I got nothing out of it. But other than that, thank you, Nova, for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. The next comment, just one, right? Oh, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, the next comment is gonna be from Rick. It sounds like you are a little sick. Hope you get better soon. Um, I wouldn't say I'm sick because I don't feel sick, nor do I feel sick or whatever. But thank you. I probably just sounded like I had a stuffy nose. That happens. That normally happens throughout the year, very often. What I mean by very often, it happens like once to like 2 to 3 times a week for like it happening consistently, like 2 to 3 times a week. Um, it's either that or it's me going through spring allergies for the first time. Well, I wouldn't say first time right now, but for the first time it hit spring, I would say. But it is what it is. Cause I guess you could say technically, I if I sounded sick yesterday, then I feel like today I sound way better than yesterday. So yeah, it was probably just like an allergy thing or something. That's the only explanation I can think of. Cause I'm not sick, I promise you. But I do appreciate the concern. But thank you, Rick, for the comment. Appreciate it always. And the last two comments are gonna be from Kazuki, right? The last two. Yep, the last two. First one says, so yeah, I did the free pulls and I got Duramente stamina card. You mean just the one pull? I'm fine with it since I don't have it first copy, and also it's a stamina card for chasers, yes, because It is Duramente, so it normally should be for chasers. Normally. I have the I got the Agnes digital cards, so I don't know if I'll be using it. Um will I be pushing for it? Probably not. So I'll probably just stop at the free pulls and that's it. Unless I somehow get really close to getting the runner card, because the runner card at least I feel more intrigued. But if I do somehow get really close for the power card, I probably just might as well do it. But then again, I don't really train any power or betweener Umas. Though I would really be happy if it's a Teo leader speed card. Hey, you could still get it somehow, some way through the non-banner, through the off-rate support cards. So essentially, just hope that if you do end up getting a pull, just hope it's the Teo card rather than any other card. Noah says, I did one free pulling out the power cards, so I'm like, interesting. That's funny because I got it too, but it's not as interesting for me than it is for you, Nova. Then Kazuki says lucky. Yes, I agree with you, Kazuki. Nova is lucky. Next comment says, oh, by the way, I already MLB leader powered fine motion thanks to the rainbow limit breaker crystal. Oh, well, there you go. Noah says crystal strong, and Kazuki says, yeah, though it takes a month and a half or more to gather 20 fragments. Oh, it definitely takes a lot more. it definitely takes a lot more. That I won't deny. But other than that, that's pretty much it for all the comments. So thank you, Nova, Rick, and Kazuki for the comments. Appreciate it as always. And with that being said, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you guys pulled for any of the, or if you pulled for the cheerleader banner, whether if it's for the support cards or the support cards, power betweener, and then escape runner, or if you pulled for the cheerleader, Fujikiseki, and or jungle pocket Uma banners. And if there's anything else you want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.